Thanks for checking out the video here. I know it's been some time since I posted any information about my yard shed project, but it is still moving along. Here is some video of an update that I've been excited about doing for a little while now. It's adding solar. Now I've looked into solar here and I've done a lot of research, but I wanted to start small. So Northern Tool sells this whole kit. It includes the solar panel, the inverter, the wires, pretty much everything you need. There are some additional components you're going to need if you're mounting it to your roof. I mean, if you want to just throw the panel on the ground, it would work. So I got some rails, some PVC, some conduit, some other stuff. So let's get to it. Here is the unboxing of the Northern Tool solar kit. It really was a complete kit. Obviously it's got the solar panel. Comes with this nice 300 watt inverter. It pretty much does everything you need if you just want some small lights and things like that. I mean, you're definitely not going to run a refrigerator or microwave on it. A lot of wires, a lot of connectors, has a charge controller, and that's about it. I mean, it's a big box, but it really has everything you're going to need. Yeah, the only thing you have to go out and get is a battery. So you're going to need a deep cycle AGM battery or golf cart battery. Or preferably lithium battery if you can afford it. But if you can afford a lithium battery, you're not buying this starter solar kit. So here I'm just going through the components. There's the charge controller, all these little wire ties and whatnot. Nice alligator clips to clip onto your battery. They were really proud of their packaging, I'll tell you. Look at that. Got the tape on the back and everything. So these have these quick connectors, so you can't accidentally plug something the wrong way around and fry anything, which is also very helpful if it's a beginner kit. And here are some standoff brackets that is included. I'm not exactly sure how they want you to use that. They just say, look, here's a standoff bracket. So before I get up on the roof here and see about how to mount this, I just want to try to measure and gauge to see where these brackets will land once they're installed on this panel. There's really not much to it. So I was fortunate, I did have someone give me a free AGM battery. I want to say it's a 32 amp hour, it might be a 35 amp hour, I'm not 100% sure. But it was free, so that is the perfect price for me. Usually I know if you go to Harbor Freight you can get one of these for like 70, 80 bucks. So that really did help out not having a purchase. So here I'm just wiring it up to the inverter because I want to test it. I haven't actually, I tested the volts on the battery, but I haven't tested the load test on it yet. So after hooking up the positive and negative leads, I'm just going to hook the alligator clips to it and see if it turns on and does anything. Moment of truth. And I get a little green light. And it beeped. So now that I know that that's going to work, I am going to cut some of this metal rail that I found in the electrical department at Lowe's. I want to say I cut it to about 12 inches, may have been a little bit more, like 16 inches, I'm not 100%, I can't remember. It wasn't an exact science, I just knew I needed 4 equal size. And these are just the vertical spacers because I'm going to have put rails on top of that. Because when you put the panel on the roof, you don't want it to be too close to your roof. You want a little bit of airflow around it. And this cuts with the angle grinder very easily. So now I'm going to go up and check out mounting these brackets. Basically all I'm doing here is I'm backing out a screw that's already attached to the roof that has one of those rubber washers with a seal. Putting this bracket down, adding a new screw that has more rubber washers and seals, and screwing that back down. So I'm going to do that 4 times, so I have 4 separate mounting locations for the horizontal rails that will attach to the solar panel. And here's just another angle. So this is the new screw going back in where the old screw was. You can see all those spacers, or the washers. And I'm just going to wiggle those around a little bit until they're all right. And then that will secure down with the impact. Okay, now you can see that all 4 brackets are attached using those washers. And now I'm going to just put the horizontal rails, I'm going to attach those. And to do that I use these little spring washers. That, again, they're in the electrical section. They're actually designed to install electrical boxes and things like that. But it works perfect for this. So I just bolted all that down, tightened it up. And there's the rail. Now the rail is longer than what I need. It probably can hold 2 to 3 solar panels, but I know that I'll probably be adding more down the road. So this little plate here is what I'm going to use to screw those cheap little brackets. You can see I drilled out a few there. So the little brackets that are included with the solar kit will attach to those plates. Now here I'm just dry fitting all of the other components that I'm going to need. I do want to cover the wire that comes from the solar panel and then connects into the side of the shed. So that's what this this PVC is for, this flexible pipe. But it is too narrow to fit the connector through. So I'm going to split this connector apart and then cut it and then use butt connectors to reattach it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just splitting the 2 wires. I am going to cut this and I am going to cut it at 2 different lengths just so the butt connectors are in different locations so they're not right next to each other, so it'll be a little cleaner. Maybe I'll put some wire loom on it and I'll just tape this up and then I'll be able to feed it through all of my electrical components once they're assembled and on the side of the building. So here is the panel installed on the roof, and there is that flexible PVC conduit. Now that is going to go down and into a box, and then that box is, I used a lot of silicone to make sure everything is waterproof and screwed it in. And now I'm just going to feed this lead through that hole, which will go right into the side of the shed, and then I'll wire that back up. They give you a lot of wire, a lot of distance, that which is nice because it's always nice to have just a little bit more. And then before I put everything through, I do want to put a little knot on there just so when you're on the inside you can't pull and it'll put too much tension on those wires on that panel. Here I'm just using a simple wire stripper here. Now this is a Klein wire stripper. You don't have to have a Klein, but this style I found is very easy to use and it makes these jobs go very quickly. And then I have some heat shrink butt connectors. And once that's all connected up, okay, so now this is the charge controller. So the solar panel connects to the charge controller, then the charge controller connects to the battery, and then the battery connects to the inverter, and then the inverter connects to whatever you want to power. So I think the inverter has 2 plugs on it, so you plug in a power tool, a little lamp. I actually took an extension cord and a bad cord, and I cut the end off and spliced it into the Romex that was pre-wired for the shed, which works out perfect because now I could just turn the light switch on. So here's the setup here. The charge wire comes in, goes down. I mean, I should have pulled that up, but that goes into the charge controller, and the charge controller goes down into those alligator clips and back and around. And I hook that into a Craftsman 20 volt, and it's charging the battery up right away. And then here is the single light. That LED really does put off a lot of light in that small little shed. Well, now I'm going to build a shelf eventually and get all this stuff up off the table, but for testing purposes, everything's working out perfect. There's the extension cord hooked to the inverter. It's just draped over right now. It goes up over the door so you don't walk into it. And then it goes down into this other cord, like I said, that I had that was no good, so I cut the end off and wired that in with some of those toggles into the Romex, and now the light switch will cut the power off. But it will only cut the power off to whatever's plugged in to that switch, to that outlet or the light. So if I still have a Craftsman on the charge, it'll still charge that battery. So I hope you guys liked the video. I will put as much information as I can in the description. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I always appreciate everybody watching the videos, but if you don't want to miss any videos, I do encourage you, please subscribe. And until next time, thanks a lot.